Hello everyone, welcome back to AutoTrendTV. I am your Prajesh again from Tafe Access Limited Tata Car Showroom today in Coimbatore, and I am here with the brand new Tata Harrier XT Plus Dark Edition Special Variant. Well, usually it is either the XT Plus only or the Dark Edition, but this year is a combination of both the variants we love. This year is the XT Plus Dark Edition, so as you can see it gets an all black theme. This here is the Atlas black color with glossy black treatment all around the car. Well, let's start with the grille. Of course, all the Tata Harriers get a glossy black front grille, and of course they also get this multifunction LED DRLs on top with the headlights lower down on the front bumper. However, this being the XT Plus variant based on the XT variant, you do not get xenon headlamps. Instead, you get regular halogen projectors with regular halogen bulb for the high beam. However, as you can see, there are certain nice touches like this lion logo in the headlamp itself. The fog lamps are regular halogen bulbs again, and basically that's it. At the front, this car looks absolutely muscular and awesome from the front. Now moving on towards the sides, of course, this being a dark edition, you get the regular 17-inch alloy wheels seen on the BS4 Harrier as well. However, this being a dark edition, you get glossy black finish, so it looks kind of cooler, much more badass and proper, well, aggressive to be precise. And that's all about the sides. Apart from that, everything looks properly awesome. The Harrier has always been a cool looking SUV, and that remains exactly the same as before. Well, this being based on the XT variant, you get certain other cool touches such as the LED turn indicators on the ORVMs, and you also get this dark badging on the front fenders, which is also cool again. And you also get the chrome window surround on top with the Harrier logo over here etched into it, so that is quite nice. Moving on towards the back, this car of course gets rear windshield wiper washer defogger as standard, so that is quite nice as well. Well, these features are carried over from the XM variant itself, so that is quite nice. And you also get full LED strip on the tail lamp. As you can see, the tail lamp itself is quite long and sleek, so it looks properly cool. However, the indicators are non-LED, these are just regular bulbs, and the brake lights are only this much, so it is okay. It looks properly cool at night as well, so that is quite fine. This not being the XZ variant, you do not get rear fog lamps over here, so this is basically a blank panel, which is kind of stylized to look aesthetically appealing, so that is quite okay as well. And of course, all the variants get Harrier badging at the center, so it looks properly butch, muscular and appealing. Now, that was all about the exteriors. Well, the highlight feature of this XT Plus variant is that you get a massive panoramic sunroof, exactly the same unit seen on the XZ Plus variant. So it is open now, and you can easily check out the interior from here. So, well, that was a quick glance of the interior. Now let's just get inside this car to check out the differences in terms of features and the interior appeal as well. Yes folks, I am right now inside the brand new Tata Harrier XT Plus variant, which is the brand new variant of the Tata Harrier range, and it slots in above the XT variant and below the XZ variant, however offering certain few premium features. So let's talk about the variants and the interior first. Well, this here is how the dashboard looks like on the XT Plus Dark Edition specific variant, because the regular variants obviously get wood finish on the center over here, and it also gets brown colored seats. Well, this being the Dark Edition, you do not get all those. Instead, this here is an all black cabin with slight grey kind of finish on the center part of the dashboard. This is not a soft touch material. Instead, on top you get soft touch padding, which is properly premium. It is lovely. It is the exact same material seen on the XZ and the XZ Plus variants as well, so that is quite nice. Now let's start with the steering wheel. Of course, this here is the signature Tata Harrier steering wheel with quite a thick rim, so that you can feel the enthusiasm and feel this car while being driven. So that is quite nice. However, this being the XT Plus variant, since it's based on the XT variant, you do not get leather wrapping or stitching. Instead, this is just regular rubber and plastic. So at the center, this plastic may not be up to everyone's taste, but still the overall design is quite nice. And this car also gets cruise control functions similar to the XT variant. What this steering wheel does not get, well, apart from the leather wrapping, is that you do not get these buttons over here to control the MID. On the top spec XZ and the XZ Plus variants, you may have seen that the Harrier gets a semi-digital instrument cluster with color display, which itself is a 7-inch screen with various other options and display items that can be controlled using these buttons, but on this variant that is clearly lacking. So this here is the regular XT variant's instrument cluster, which looks decent. First, let me just turn on the ignition, and that is how everything looks on the Dark Edition XT Plus variant once everything is turned on. So this here is the instrument cluster. It may look plain Jane when compared to the XZ and the XZ Plus variants instrument cluster display. So, well, talking quickly through this, well, this here is the center MID screen, which offers you with all the data you need. Of course, you can control this MID using this button over here. You get instantaneous efficiency, average mileage. Well, this here is the distance to empty, and as you can see, this car clearly shows refuel. That is why the distance to empty is not displayed. Lower down here is the diesel emission fluid tank display, and as you can see, that is, well, just above half tank, and the actual diesel tank gauge is over here on top. That is actually pretty low, as you can see. Well, lower down here is the engine temperature gauge, and this here is the speedometer on the right side, the tachometer is on the left side, and that is about it. And this here is the external temperature display. So it is crisp, it is neat, no fancy thing over here, so it is quite easily usable as well. Well, apart from that, coming to other features, just behind the steering wheel you get automatic headlamps on this car, carried over from the XT variant itself. And of course, as you already saw, this car also gets push button start with smart key. Talking about smart key, of course, this here is the smart key of the Tata Harrier, and you get 2 of these with the car, so no skimping over here. This is exactly the same key seen on the Tata Altroz top spec variants, the Nexon top spec variants, and also the Harrier. So it is quite functional and smart looking as well. That's all about the key. Let's just place it over there. And coming to other things, well, the steering wheel of course gets tilt and telescopic adjustment as standard from the entry-level variant itself, so that is quite nice and helpful. This being the XT Plus variant, you also get a height adjustable driver seat. Well, height adjustable driver seat is available as standard from the base variant itself, so that is quite nice again. And coming to the center console, this here is the floating island kind of design over here. However, this is not the same 8.8-inch touchscreen system seen on the top spec variants. This here instead is a 7-inch screen, quite exactly the same size seen on the Altroz and the Nexon's top spec variants, so no difference over here. Even in terms of operability and features, it is also exactly the same. You get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay as standard, along with voice commands, Bluetooth connectivity, and as you can see, there is also drive next kind of thing where it automatically rates your driving and efficiency and all those things. So it can be useful if you have your driver driving your car, and it can also be useful while judging your driving by yourself as well. So that is quite nice. And it also gets a reverse parking camera, which can be activated either by slotting this car into reverse, and as you can see, it also gets adaptive guidelines, or you can just press this icon over here if you want to monitor behind your car while driving forward as well, probably to judge the tightness of the traffic or whatever you want. So that can also be done. And you also get various other angles as well. There is a wide angle and a normal angle as well, and you can also zoom a specific part so that while parking you can literally judge where your bumpers are. So that is quite nice and helpful. Let's just leave it over there. And talking about voice commands, you can automatically change the temperature, the fan, and even FM, media, whatever you want, you can easily control using the voice command itself. Let's just try doing that.
Please say the command after the beep.
Set temperature 20.
Setting temperature to 20 degrees.
And voila, as you can see, the temperature has been set. Similarly, the same thing can be done for fan speed as well. Set fan speed 3, that can also be set. And if you want to tune to a specific radio station, you can easily say that tune to 91.1 FM or 93.5. Well, whatever you want, you can also do that. And to change media source, you can just say media. That's all. It just changes to whatever media source is available next. And well, in terms of FM tuning as well. That is another thing called Auto Store. So if you are traveling outside your home area or say other states, if you want to tune into the local station available, you can also say Auto Store FM, which automatically stores in all the FM stations available onto the directory. So that is quite nice. So that was all about the infotainment system. This is a pretty good system, available with 8 Harman speakers. So the quality is also very damn good. So that is quite nice. Let's just come lower down. Of course, these here are the AC vents, and this here is the climate control console. This car also gets automatic climate control, quite similar to the XT variant itself. So no difference over here, nothing special over here. It is exactly the same. You get fan speed controls over here through buttons, and this here is the temperature control. And if you just press auto mode, well, the temperature automatically sets to maximum cooling as soon as possible. So that is quite okay. And this car, as you already saw, does not get rear fog lamps. You only get front fog lamps. So this here is the button for the front fog lamps, and these here are the buttons for the multiple drive modes. Talking about drive modes, the Tata Harrier XT variant itself gets 3 multiple drive modes. Well, even the XM variants get 3 multiple drive modes. So you get a regular city mode, as you can see, that is displayed on the instrument cluster, and the next one is economy mode.
Economy drive mode activated.
And
Sport drive mode activated.
yeah, that was the sports mode. So there are 3 modes available. In sports mode, this car offers full 170 bhp of power with 350 newton meters of torque, whereas in the economy mode it is just about say 120 ps, whereas on the city mode it just offers around 140 bhp. So you have to choose whatever mode you want to drive in
City drive mode activated.
according to the surrounding and your driving style, depending on your mood. So that is quite nice and flexible. No other car in this category offers this. And talking about features this car offers over competition, you get electronic stability program, traction control, hill hold, rollover mitigation, electronic brake pre-fill, electronic brake disc wiping, and hydraulic brake assist as standard from the entry level XE variant itself, which is quite awesome. No other car in this price category offers, except for the Tata Nexon. Well, however, in terms of passive safety features, you do get only 2 airbags, and well, of course, there is ABS and EBD along with counter stability control as standard. So that is quite okay. Now coming to the driver door, you get all 4 power windows. However, only the driver window gets 1 touch down and 1 touch up function, as you can see. And of course, this car also gets auto folding ORVMs. Well, that was all about the features on the dashboard. Let's just come lower down. Of course, this is where I have stored the car's smart key, and on the top spec variant you may have noticed that this car also gets a terrain response kind of dial over here, which basically helps you choose between wet mode and say rough road mode, but this car does not have that. Only the top spec XZ and the XZ Plus variants get those features, including 6 airbags. So this is now a storage space over here where you can easily store your coins, and this here behind is a storage pocket for your smartphone. However, smartphones well cannot be easily fit over here. However, you can easily fit your wallet maybe, and there are 2 ports over here for connectivity. There is 1 USB port and 1 aux port, which is quite fine. Now this here is the 6-speed manual transmission, which has become way more slicker than before, and of course gets a dogleg reverse. So that is quite nice, and vibrations in this car are pretty damn well insulated as well, so it is properly comfortable. The handbrake lever, however, is exactly the same as before. People may need some time getting used to this, but still I think that I have gotten used to it, and it feels pretty robust as well. The material, however, may sound and feel a bit cheap, but still it works fine. Now these here are a few cup holders, well, bottle holders. Well, however you can use it, you can easily use it over here, so that's quite fine. And the armrest, of course, is padded in fabric again, similar to the seats, and it is finished again in black. Opening the armrest reveals a sort of storage bin over here, which is again cooled, and it also provides a 12-volt charging socket along with a smart charger 5-volt USB port. So that is quite nice. However, the downside is that this armrest cannot be adjusted for sliding, unlike the Altros, which is quite weird. And coming to other storage bins, of course you get the very large glove box with illumination along with a cooling function as well. There is a separate panel where you can store your mini laptop or smartphones or whatever. That is quite nice. And all the, well, at least the front doors get an umbrella holder, as you can see, and there is also a regular 1 liter bottle holder. That was all about the features available at the front of the Tata Harrier's cabin. And let's just go towards the roof. Well, this here is the IRVM, which provides a switch for the day-night function. Auto-dimming IRVM is available only on the top spec XZ Plus and the XZA Plus variants, so this variant clearly does not get that. However, what you get is a massive panoramic sunroof, exactly similar to the XZ Plus variant. So you can see that this car also gets the 3 switches for the sunroof function. One is to operate the sunshade alone, and of course that also is one touch operated. So that is quite nice. Let's just keep it open. And the middle switch is for tilt opening the sunroof in one touch, probably for air circulation on hot days. And the third switch, obviously the closer one to the driver, is for one touch opening the sunroof entirely. So how cool is that? Well, sunroof is best enjoyed only during good weather or at hill stations. In cities, sunroofs are basically impractical, and on hot days especially, sunroofs can definitely heat up the cabin twice as much. So it is best used wisely, so keep in mind. And well, of course, being a Tata car, you of course get LED lights for all the passengers, including the rear seats, so it is all good. The driver's seat also gets a lumbar adjust, which is manual. As you can clearly see, there is also a lever over here. So this XT Plus variant offers also a lumbar adjust for the driver. That is quite nice and convenient. Now let's just get to the back seat to check out what are the features available over there. Yes folks, I am right now in the back seat of the brand new Tata Harrier XT Plus variant Dark Edition, and this is how the dashboard of the Dark Edition XT Plus looks like. I personally prefer this all black cabin over the brown and wood kind of theme on the regular versions. Do let me know what do you think about this Dark Edition's dashboard. Well, talking about the looks, of course it looks absolutely fantastic and evergreen. There is nothing flamboyant over here, nothing very swish swash. But it is quite a cool interior to be in, because the seats, oh my god, they are so very comfortable. Well, exactly similar to all Harriers, the seats are amazingly supportive. There is whole lot of support for the rear seat passengers, quite similar to the front seat passengers, and the backrest angle is also properly perfect with a center armrest available so that you can relax over here. And of course, the armrest being in perfect position when you compare with the door armrest makes it even more comfortable, and the space available is humongous. You can literally sit over here cross-legged and relaxing all over throughout the drive, so that is quite nice. One thing lacking on the Tata Harrier is that there is no recline function for the rear seats, which is available on the Seltos and the Creta as well, but still they are smaller cars with way less features and way smaller engines. That is to be remembered. Well, talking about the rear seat creature comforts, of course you get rear AC vents on the B pillar as standard from the entry-level variant itself, so that is quite nice. And you also get LED lights, cabin lights for both the passengers in the rear seat, so that is quite nice as well. And the center passenger also gets a lap belt, which is quite okay, given the fact that people would love to travel in the Harrier with the armrest folded down and properly relaxing. Now this center console over here intrudes to a certain extent in the legroom of the middle seat passenger, and there is also this significant tunnel which kind of hampers the legroom and footroom, but still the center seat is also reasonably comfortable. As you can see, I'm okay over here. The headroom is great, the legroom is fine, and the support also is pretty good. This center console offers a USB charger lower down over here. As you can see, this may be a little bit tight to access, but once you plug the wire over there, it's best left over there, because every time you just have to plug in over there searching the port. So that is quite fine. And there is also a neat pocket over here to store your smartphone, which is quite a thoughtful idea. And talking about parking your smartphones, of course there are also slots on the rear doors where you can easily store your smartphone while traveling in this car, so that is quite nice and thoughtful. And they have designed it in such a way that it does not hamper with the 1 liter bottle storage over here. So that is quite nice and thoughtful as well. Talking about the rear doors again, well, you get the exact same fabric padding over here, which is quite nice in terms of quality. As you can see, the quality is nice and the fabric itself feels long lasting as well. It is exactly the same fabric seen on the seats as well. So the cushioning is great, the comfort is lovely, even though not being leather. The rear seats also get the proper metal door handles, which look and feel robust, so good to look at. And there are these grab handles. On the top spec variants, you get leather finish over here, but this being an XT Plus, you get only a fabric finish, which is quite fine. Again, it is okay. And that's all. You get regular power windows, and that's it. So that was all about the back seats of the Tata Harrier XT Plus Dark Edition. Well, let me just show you the panoramic sunroof again. It lets in a lot of light and can be very, very enjoyable during those hill drives, the visit to the hill station, or even early mornings. So now let's take a look at the boot space of this Tata Harrier XT Plus Dark Edition. Yes folks, opening the boot of the Tata Harrier XT Plus, well, one plus of a button and there it goes. There is just about 425 liters of luggage capacity over here, which may not be best in segment. I mean, even the Creta offers 433 liters, but still the overall usability of this boot is very, very good. And if you remove this parcel tray, this boot can be easily holding a whole lot more capacity than the Creta itself. Now, well, this here is a quick look at the boot space. It is properly square and properly usable, and under this floor is certain storage bins where you can store your smaller items or smaller bags, whatever you want. Usually this here is the place where the rear two seats on the Land Rover Discovery Sport are located, but this being a 5-seater, there is no rear seats. However, on the Gravitas, this is where you will expect the 2 rear seats. So that was all about that, and there is the safety triangle over there. That is quite okay. Now, and well, this here is where you get the actual jack and toolkit, including a screwdriver and the spanner over there, and that is all. The boot light is not an LED, it is just a yellow bulb, and it is located on the right side, just under the luggage hook over here, which can well, store your 3 kilo bags. That's it. There is only one hook on the right side. So apart from that, this boot is pretty standard. It is capacious and it is properly practical. However, one thing you may notice is that the top spec XZ and the XZ Plus variants of the Tata Harrier also get a 60-40 split function for the rear seats. However, this variant clearly lacks that. Apart from that, it looks and feels exactly the same. If you remove this parcel tray, it can be a whole lot more capacious than its rivals. So let's just shut the boot right now, and that's it. Now let's take a look under the engine bay. Before going into the engine bay, I would like to show you one feature on the Tata Harrier. As you can see, this is how the door design looks like, and the benefit of design is that even if you open the door, you can see that this whole part is not exposed outside. As you can see, that opens along with the door itself, so that if you are driving on off-road, slush, mud or whatever, that deposits over here on this plastic fiber part, whereas this actual door sill is not affected. So even if you get down from the car, your pants are not soiled, and that part remains clean whatsoever. So that is the benefit of design. And well, another thing is that the front doors along with the rear doors also get this sort of red lighting on the lower part to warn other motorists, say bikers or cyclists or whatever. They can be safe if you open the door. So that is quite nice. Now let's just pop open the bonnet. And oh my god, this is a very, very heavy bonnet. Talking about Tata Steel, of course, this is the benefit of that. It is properly heavy. Tata Motors could have provided at least one gas strut over here to hold this bonnet in place. However, they have instead provided this manual prop, which is quite fine. And this here is the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged diesel engine carried over from the Jeep Compass, producing 170 PS of maximum power. This engine is dubbed the Cryotech on the Harrier as against the Multijet on the Fiat cars. So this engine also produces 350 Newton meters of torque through a 6-speed manual transmission or a 6-speed torque converter automatic transmission. The automatic transmission on the Harrier is available only on the XMA, XZA, XZA Plus variants. This XT Plus does not have an automatic option. So this here is the 6-speed manual transmission only, but that automatic transmission is sourced from the Hyundai Tucson, so it is very smooth as well. So this here is a quick look under the engine bay, and now it's way smoother than before, way smoother than the BS4 version, and it's way more powerful as well. The BS4 version was producing only 140 bhp, whereas this one is around 170, so that is quite nice and way more powerful than before. So that was all. Let's just shut it, and now let's talk about the pricing. So folks, that was all about the brand new XT Plus variant of the Tata Harrier. The highlight of this variant is the massive panoramic sunroof, and this variant is perfectly suitable for us Indians because, well, we Indians love sunroofs, and this car provides a massive one at that. Even though being a mid-spec variant, that is quite a big feature. This variant slots exactly between the XZ and the XT variants of the Tata Harrier. So, well, people who want more safety features such as 6 airbags and more functional features such as terrain response modes and leather seats can opt for the XZ variant, whereas people who want a massive panoramic sunroof for simply the additional cool factor, this variant is for them. So the pricing is on the screen for you to check out the XT Plus and the XZ variant for comparison purposes only. So talking about this dark edition, I absolutely love the dark edition, and this all black theme simply makes it look like a villain's car, and it perfectly suits the Harrier's character. So do let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this dark edition XT Plus variant of the Tata Harrier. Meanwhile, this is Viprajesh signing off. See you on another video. Thank you for watching.